Alrighty, good day, dudes and dudettes. My name is FOXSOL. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to some more The First Berserker Khazan. And in today's video, we're going to be doing a level 1 run where we do not die. So it's a no death level 1 run, and pretty much it was a blast. We did this on the live stream, so if you want to check that out, from the live stream perspective, just go ahead and, go look at my live streams. This was done on the 1st of 26 of 2025, and it was our 4th run, and we finally was able to achieve this. Now, I will say it like this. This is a recording from the live stream because typically I like to have B-roll footage, and every live stream I do, I record, the actual gameplay with no audio on one side. So that way, if I never need to use it, I can use it. But I thought this run was really so good that I want to do, some post commentary, talk about a couple of things that's going on in the game that I'm trying to achieve, and pretty much talk to you guys about how amazing this game actually is and how much I recommend it if you're new to soul-like game experiences, new to action RPGs, that this game is worth the download as a demo and to try it out for yourself, because I do believe compared to the Dark Souls series, Neo, Sekiro, basically even Elden Ring and such, that if you've never basically tapped into any of these games, that this game is absolutely a masterpiece, and this game absolutely is a great first start for anyone who wants to try to get into the soul-like experience. So with that being stated, we're going to go ahead, we're going to finish watching the cutscene, and we'll get started with our commentary here soon. So all right. So I will say there will be some cutscenes that I will skip here and there. I'm not gonna lie. Pretty much I've played this demo so many times that, like right here in the beginning, we're just doing our basic tutorial of how to move and use a camera to rotate while the Blade Phantom is taunting us and such. This is basically setting up, the entire scene, the art direction of what the devs were trying to go for. You're basically Khazan, you were tortured, you had your tendons sliced. The Blade Phantom is possessing you and is, by his own will, making you feel a little bit stronger to walk and advance. I mean, what I could say is that before we actually get started and all this and moving onwards, is that the first and foremost is that Khazan reminds me a lot of what I really love, which is a struggler's story. If you have watched or read the Berserk manga or anime, you'll know what I'm talking about when I say the struggler's story. And this right here is a reminiscence of even then, like Berserk. And straight up, this is another reason why I love what they've done with this game. I know some people out there may not like the fact that this is an action RPG, Souls-like experience, but I think in general, this game is absolutely perfect.
I need to find a way out of here.
Now, from here, we're basically going to do the beginning tutorial stuff. We're going to dispatch some enemies, and we're going to be going ahead and collecting for an armor set, the Hound armor set. And the first piece is going to be coming right around the corner over here that we got to go fight a big Yeti for it. We're gonna dispatch this guy here really quickly because he did notice us, and I don't want him to come track in there and start a big fight or whatever. But right here, we're gonna face our first enemy. Some people may have missed this, but if you haven't, if you have, well, hey, here it is. Right here, you want to dodge, not the way I did. You want to dodge backwards, not to the side, but hey. And we're just going to go ahead and we're going to dispatch this guy as fast as possible. This is a good time to fight these Yetis when you can, because the first boss is a Yeti boss, and with that boss in particular, he does a lot of the same movesets that these big guys do. So it basically, fighting these guys, learning their timing, learning their attack patterns, will help you tremendously when you go into that first boss fight. But I'm trying to keep him near the entrance as much as possible, because future wise we are going to speed run this game, and I'm trying to make sure that I'm still somewhat thinking like a speedrunner of how can I manage to do what I want to do. We got our first part, which is the Hound Helm. We're not worried about equipping it just a second. Oh, actually we are. I didn't think I equipped it that soon. Typically I wait till after I'm done with all these guys, but we want to equip all these armor pieces that we get, because there are, since we're doing a level 1 run and we're not, you know, we're trying to do this no death style, we need to get as many perks as we possibly can from additional weapons, from armor sets, from accessories, so that way we're dishing out as much damage as possible, because we're not going to be building up our vitality, we're not building up our endurance, our strength, our willpower, anything of that nature. We are just going straight in and leaving that behind. We're only using the basic sword bonfires, if you would, as a way to replenish our health. But pretty much the beginning of this demo is pretty straightforward. It is basically you learning how to parry, it's you learning how to guard, and you know, using a lot of heavy attacks and everything to break a lot of stamina reserves for enemies. We're going to bypass that lamp. We're also going to get ourselves a lot of the tear dust. And the reason why we're going to get these soul tear dusts is because we're not going to use it to level up, as well as we're going to collect this right here, which is a fire enhancer. The soul tear dust, we're going to use it as a healing potion if necessary. We're going to skip this bonfire because there's no real point, since we don't have that much damage taken on us. We're going to finish this guy right here, and we're going to go ahead and collect the Fire Spirit Fuel, which is a 3-bomb attack that we're going to use later on. Not right now. Now, right here, this fight, I'm going to be completely honest with these NPCs. I was stupid. I was not managing my stamina. Cut me some slack. It was like the 4th run of the night, and I was just making mistakes. I do end up correcting these mistakes later, but it's just like, man, okay, I need to stop doing what I'm doing right here, and I need to manage my stamina better. But otherwise, they were good fights. I didn't take no damage. We did really well. And right here, we're just going to go ahead and pop on, you know, our tear dust right here in our inventory, put on the boots and gauntlets. We're just going to put some armor on real quick, and we're going to go fight Big Jimmy real quick. These armor pieces will be replaced later. We're not going to worry about it right now, but we will be replacing these armor pieces much later. Bam, bam. Do a little bit of a combo, so that way we can do our finisher. And pretty much Big Jimmy, as long as you're parrying, you're blocking, and you're using your heavies, and you're managing your stamina, this fight goes pretty damn well. Along with that, there's a chest over here that we are going to want to get the Hound Pants, and then there's going to be another pathing up front that we want to get another Fire Enhancer, because the Fire Enhancer is what we're going to use on our first boss, and as well as on the second boss of this demo, just to go ahead to be able to do some additional damage, if you would. So, moving on up, collect the Fire Enhancer, go ahead and put our Hound Pants on, upgrade our weapon, and we're good to go. Pretty much everything is straightforward at this point. We're just going to dispatch some enemies, take care of them, yada yada, and just take our time. No big rush. until we get to the next area. Alright, so at this point, we have just dispatched our enemies. We're going to come into the next area. And I tell you what, again, art direction, I think for a snowy mountain area, the cell shading, the way the world works, the looks, everything here is quite beautiful. Now, we're going to go ahead and dispatch these monkeys. I hate these goddamn monkeys. I really damn well do. Do not care for them at all. There are several different reasons why, but the main reason being is if anyone's ever played Sekiro, I don't like monkeys. So I want to dispatch these guys as fast as possible. And again, pretty much straightforward. What we're going to look here to do is a dash attack that will insta-kill them. Pretty much anything that is a lower, like a lower enemy to you. You know, a low-level enemy that will insta-kill them. Wolves, monkeys, pretty much. So just dash and attacking them. And then we're just going to continue advancing over here. And we're going to come work on this Yeti over here, because he's going to be a problem if we try to bypass him. So not too big of a fight. Just like the first Yeti fight, this gives you a lot of practice. You're going to sit here and you're going to be pretty much parry guarding, wailing on him with some heavy attacks here and there. He's going to fall over like this. Yes, you can see. This is what gets you a chance to do a couple of charge-up attacks. Be patient, and you'll be able to dispatch him relatively quickly. But we're going to go down this path really quickly, because what we're trying to achieve in this entire playthrough is to collect the entire Hound armor set. Because, again, like I said before, we're playing level 1 right here, and we're just trying to make sure that we have pretty much every opportunity we need. These fights right here, not too bad. Just dispatch the enemies. Good fight. And we're going to move on our way here. Now, here I know I made a mistake here. It is 4 hits that I should have looked out for, but I was doing 3. So we took a hit. I forgot to count it up to 4. I counted 3, and then I did my attack, which shouldn't have been like that, but it is what it is. But he gives you the Hound footwear. So now we have our footwear for the Hound set. And now we're going to go straight onwards, and we're going to go collect our top. So yeah, relatively, this is all pretty easy. For a tutorial area, I have to say, I think the devs, again, knocked this part out the way, because there is some Soul-like experiences where they give you the tutorial area where you first start off at, and it feels like a really heavy challenge with some difficulty in the spikes of level spikes. But in general, I don't think it's too much of a problem. Now here, I know I screwed up with the monkeys a little bit. And this is, again, the reason why I do not like monkeys. Brings back PTSD from Sekiro. Oh, no, no, no. Just wail on them. Don't make these mistakes. Just take your time. I just didn't want to trust it. Come here to our bonfire. Let's go ahead and heal up. And then we're going to work our way down this pathing to the bear to collect our top. But again, I don't think that with this game in particular, it is too hard for a tutorial area. I think it's just the right challenge. I know some people on the Discord was a little upset, like, oh, the enemy's a little bit too passive, or some people were complaining that's a little bit too, you know, out of sync. And I get what they're getting at, don't get me wrong, but I don't think in particular it's that bad. Now here, I don't know what the hell I was doing there, but again, this is the 4th run of the day, and I was pretty much tired from playing. We're going to clear out through this. And this guy's gonna ask for help, but of course he's gonna see us and want to draw his sword to kill us, so screw him. We ain't helping him, but we're gonna go help ourselves to go defeat a bear over here, which again, this fight is pretty damn easy. What you really want to strive to do with as much as possible with almost any of these enemies, because it's going to break the stamina for them a lot faster, is you want to try your best to get up behind them. And the bear is a good one to go ahead and see this with. You see that charge attack, you see that purple bar that's underneath the health, that's their stamina, and that is exactly what you want to achieve. You want to try to get up behind them as much as possible, so that way you're able to go ahead and break that stamina, because you'll be doing a lot more damage. Here we're just going to go ahead and finish this fight. Another charge attack, just wail on him because his health is weak enough. Get our hound top. Come over here, collect our next weapon. As well as we're going to get a necklace that's going to allow us to do more damage to beasts, which is going to be very well needed, especially for the first boss. Here we're also going to take our time to go ahead and equip the different items like the fire starter, or the vitality, even our bombs, just because we're going to need them in the future as well. So the last part of the armor set, which we cannot get in this first part, but we'll get it in the second part after the first boss, is going to be the gauntlets, the greaves. So we just need to wait out a little bit, but otherwise we are set. Here with this Yeti that comes in, you see me spin around right there for a second. All I'm doing is letting the NPCs get their aggro pulled by him, because NPCs will fight themselves in this. So pretty much we will finish off one at a time while they're fighting one another. Take opportunity, finish the monkey, and practically it's that simple. Guarding and parrying in this game is absolutely going to be your friend. It is OP as hell. I think honestly it might be a little bit too OP, and personally I think maybe guarding in here should have more of a chip factor on health that forces you to learn how to parry more, because pretty much all guarding does for you, it says, hey, we're just going to take away your stamina, but there's really no true consequence to it. I think there should be more of a consequence with guarding in particular. With all the apes that we have fought, all the other Yetis, comes our first boss fight, and you'll see that a lot of the attack patterns from this guy is going to be based on them. We're going to pop our fire star so that way we can do some more damage to him. I don't want to waste the bombs if I don't have to. So we're just going to go straight in and just go on in. Just parry, block. And again, like I said, blocking is very much OP. It's something that I think needs to be a little bit more nerfed, and I think it needs to take some health, not just stamina away. That's my personal theory, my personal feelings on, excuse me. But in general, as long as you're blocking, as long as you're parrying, you pretty much, you got the timing down. These fights are absolutely going to be relatively easy. As you can see, we're doing a lot of damage. We're going to want to come up on him. We're going to want to charge up again. Hit him in the back while he's doing that. Now here, he's going to grab a big rock because we got him to his second phase, technically. He's going to come in, throw it. We dodge at the last second. It takes a little while to get used to, but once you get used to that timing, you'll be able to dodge that at any time. And like always, we try to get up behind the guy, so that way we can do more damage. Here, I'm being patient because I know that is going to happen. And walla bing, walla boom. That's how you do it. All right, so that's the first half done on our level 1 run. No deaths so far, and as you can see, it's not that hard. And if we did upgrade throughout that process, we put into willpower, strength, vitality, endurance, we would be going through this with a little bit more ease, to be completely honest. So
what have we here?
was helpless. I was lucky it was the Bantu who found me.
Are we awake, sir? You have a ghost possessing you. Apologies, but to conquer it, you must undergo the trials of the Snow Mountain. You must be careful. The ghost possessing you is a powerful one. It will be very dangerous to purge yourself of it.
All right, so now we continue into Stormpass, our second part of the demo. And again, just like the first half, very much straightforward. What we're going to be doing is that we are going to try to dispatch as many enemies as possible, not for the terms of leveling up, you know, our character traits, but to level up their skill tree. So in here, that is something that we are going to focus on, is that we do now collect a skill tree. Unlike the first half where you're pretty much working on raw strength, here we're going to be working with, you know, straight up a skill tree that's going to allow us to do more combos, allow us to do more different attack patterns, and overall make the experience a lot more fluent. We do collect a new ability for the javelin to be able to throw javelin with spirit energy. But hey, we're not too worried much about that. We're not going to be worried about using our skill tree, for myself in particular, right now, because we're going to be collecting two weapons more, which is going to be the greatsword and the spear, along with our dual weapons, our dual wield weapons. And when we collect the spear is when we're going to be looking at putting into the skill tree. Excuse me there. So here, we're just going to dispatch enemies, the wolves, there's a couple of monkeys. In particular, there is a monkey over here that I will use a javelin on, and I call it the poop monkey. The reason for that is that this guy likes to throw some shit at you. And particularly for me, Sekiro, I don't want to deal with that because I have had issues with those monkeys. And here I can tell you right now that I thought I, you know, aggroed those monkeys, that they were going to chase me all the way over here, but there were some good bros. They said, nah, man, we see what you're doing over there and we don't want nothing to do with that. So good on them. Didn't care for it. I said, you know what, you guys do you, I do me. I'm going up here, boo boo. Here's where we're going to really use our javelin. We got a board that's going to come in. I'm going to try to get like at least 2 or 3 shots on him. When he's charging at you, you use the shot. The tutorial shows you, you're going to knock him out, and he's going to give us our last piece of the armor set, which is the Hound Gauntlet, which was what we're going to really want to use. We're just also going to equip that ring for right now. And instead of taking the right path, we're going to take the left path real quick, because there is going to be another fire enhancer over here that we want to collect. This will also help us out with the final boss of this demo, which is the Blade Phantom, and it does tremendously help out in that fight. But here, we're going to be working on getting the Greatsword. Now, for me personally, I do like the Greatsword. The Greatsword is a very good weapon. Don't get me wrong. I have completed the demo multiple times with the Greatsword, but I don't find that it's as rewarding as the spear. So we're just going to use it for this part, and then we're going to swap back over to dual wield weapons, and then when we get to the spear, we're going to finish the demo with the spear. But otherwise, pretty much it's a giant thick heap of raw iron that is designed to basically kill in one hit. It's slow, which is exactly what a greatsword should be doing, and it does feel like you are playing Guts. And I'll tell you what, if there's ever mods for the game where I could play as Guts, we will be doing a full Guts run in this game, 100%. But we're just going to dispatch these little guys here, and overall get the trial over and done with, and relatively I don't think anyone here would have any problems. You'll see me use a lot more heavy attacks than anything. If they pile up around me is when I will be swinging the sword as a normal attack. But if I'm just going to be dispatching one at a time, I'm going to be using straight up the heavy attack. Almost got hit there from that little guy. But yeah, not too hard, not too shabby. And over and done with. Swapping back over to our dual wield weapon, because even though the greatsword, like I said, it is a good weapon, I particularly do believe that for the weapon itself, it's all right to go ahead and just, you know, put it to the side, because I want to have a little bit more control over my speed, and dual wielding for right now will work perfectly fine until we get our spear. And you'll see why I love the spear in a little bit. We're going to fight the Yeti because he's got a bomb right there that we want to collect. Just like all the other Yetis, this one's not imposing at all, especially once you learn the timing. Just dispatch him and you'll be good. Ta-da. Oh, actually, it was a fire enhancer. For some reason, I thought it was another bomb, but no, it's a fire enhancer. But hey, the fire enhancers do come in handy. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to equip basically our willpower and our orb here, because we just collect the willpower. And what that does for you, the willpower, is another heal. So when you basically run out of your heals, you see how you have those 6 little yellow markers right there for spirit energy above your health. That allows you to go ahead and heal if necessary. We're going to take this first bomb, which actually does fire damage over time. We're going to pop it on there, and we're going to pop another fire bomb that does just temporary damage to him. And we're going to take down this bear. Now, this bear is a little bit more trickier, and I did mess up this fight quite a bit towards the end of it, but we did get through it. As you can see, I took some damage, and what I'm going to tell you right here is straight up, take your time. Try to get up behind him, try to do more damage behind him, block when you have to block, parry if you can parry. I was trying to use a javelin right there, didn't time things right, and right here is where I basically screwed myself over in a sense, because we got stuck on the wall. And because we got stuck on the wall right here, we almost died. We did a brink dodge, luckily. That was panic. But hey, we made it through. I promise you, I do that fight a lot better most of the damn time. It was just, again, it's like, man, we've gone through this like 4 times already. Holy crap. But we made it. We're going through. Everything's good. And we're going to go get ourselves another bomb, which is right here. Kill the monkey right here. Again, that's another one of the poop monkeys. They're going to throw stuff at you. And when you're basically trying to fight all these monkeys at once, this guy right here interrupts you the most, and I don't like him. So we got another concentrated fire essence bomb. We'll hold on to that. Maybe use it, maybe not. It gives us options. Here, do the dash attack. Dispatch the wolves, and here we could take the left path right here, but we're going to take the right path because there's no reason for us right now to go fight another knight to go collect basically go collect armor that we're not going to use. So, but just let you guys know, there is a path on the left. There's a tunnel right there. Block before you go in, because there is some bats there that's going to try to basically hound you down. I'm just going to waste my javelins real quick, dispatch these monkeys, and we're going to get ready to get into our next trial for our next weapon, which is the spear. And yeah, we're going to do some spear play after this. All right, after collecting this tier dust, we're gonna go straight into this fight. Now, here I will say this: these spear guys, for the spear, these two enemies in particular are a little bit tricky at first, but what I found honestly works is get to the edge of the map. You'll see that there's a cliff right here. Parry what you can parry, and then basically wail. You want to do 2 heavies into normal attacks. Now this guy didn't want to fall off as easily as he normally does, but like this: 2 hits, 1, 2, 3, and because we have his stamina gone, we'll just throw him right off the edge. And we're going to do the same thing with this guy. Basically get ready to block his initial attack or parry it. Try not to get hit, and then just throw him off the edge. And there you go, trial complete. Now this is where we're going to start working in our skill tree. Now we're going to be putting into this because these following chain commands right here that we're adding into right now is going to allow us to be able to do combos. So the spear is going to actually feel a lot better. And I will say it like this, especially when it comes to a lot of different games out there that do spear play. I'm never was one that was a fan of the spear. I was more of a fan of swords, katanas, great swords and stuff like that, because spear never felt good. But in this game in particular, the spear actually plays and feels really good to play. Which is why I have adjusted for the final boss fight that I like to do spear play, because legitimately it makes the fight feel really fast, really good, really fun. I'm just using a javelin to try to dispatch him a little bit faster there, but otherwise you'll see right here, bam bam, like look at that. That's an entire combo because of the skill tree, and it's beautiful in my personal opinion. We're going to dispatch this archer that's over here. The reason why is because we don't want to deal with it later when we run over there. And from this point, we're pretty much at a point where this is straightforward. Gosh, look at that spear play. That spear play is amazing. Now, this guy noticed me. I should have probably did, you know, a thrust down, but I think this is more fun. Just stay here for a second, and just like any Dark Souls game, wait for him to come up, say bye-bye, throw him right off the edge. But as you can see, that what we're trying to do is that we're trying to make it to where we could do 2 heavies into a thrusting attack, so that way we can continue our combos, and for the amount of stamina that we got, it all works out real well. I think, like I said, the spear play in here, the devs knocked it really fucking well. I mean, I don't think I've ever had this much fun playing a character that uses a spear as much as in this game. Now here, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and dispatch. No, we're going to go ahead right here. We're going to take the back route. Here we got some bats. We're just going to block them. Don't worry about them. They don't really do that much damage. And we're going to come take out another archer right here so that he doesn't ruin our day. We're going to kill his friend, and we're going to get another fire enhancer out of this. Oh, I wasn't worried about the fire enhancer? Because right there where he there's an item right there for a fire enhancer. For some reason I didn't collect it. That's for some reason, I don't know why. But yeah, straightforward, no problems, and we're building our way to the next trial. We got another big Jimmy 2 that's coming up, and again, guarding and parrying is your friend. But we need to kill this guy to get his spear that he's going to drop, because the spear that he drops is going to do more damage and is going to help us out tremendously at the end. One. Just take your time. Don't overextend yourself. And just wail on him as much as you possibly can. And there you go. Simple as that. And we get the next, which is the Imperial Blade. Now, this next trial, I will not lie, is a little bit of a tricky trial. The biggest thing and the biggest advice that I can give you on this one is do not waste your stamina. Do not get guard broken. You get guard broken, you will die. That is, you will be instant killed. There is no recovering from it. So the next fight in particular, when we're going to go into it, is straight up do your best just to take your time with it. Small attacks, using heavy attacks, you'll be fine. And what I'm trying to do here is that I'm trying to dispatch enemies so that way, hopefully, I would be able to get another skill point in my skill tree, but it didn't quite happen, so oh well. I thought I had another spear there, but I didn't. And now we're going to go into our next part, which is the next trial. So, with this trial, again, you're basically fighting yourself, dual wielding. And this fight, if you play it wrong, it will show you how strong dual wielding really is. Here, we want to manage as much stamina. We want to parry as much as we possibly can. We want to utilize everything that we've been learning in this demo. We want to take our time. We want to heal. We don't want to force this fight as badly as possible. And as you can see, I have 2 javelins. I'm going to go ahead and use them now. Because why? I want to make sure that I am not at any which way possible holding that guard down. I don't want to be broken. I just want him gone because he will become a problem if you let him be. Another piece of advice for that fight in particular is try to get him against the wall so he can't dodge as much. Now here I made a mistake, and I'm realizing from watching the footage that I did make a mistake here. I did not put into my skill tree. There is another ability that I should have put in, but hey, for this, it didn't matter too much. But there is a thing where when you do break parries, when you do the parries, you do damage as well to their health bar as much as to their stamina bar. So with that being stated, that was the skill that I was trying to get, and I totally forgot. I don't know what happened there, but I did not add it. Here we're going to put our fire enhancer on, and we're going to use a vitality orb to help with our energy, with our stamina regen, and we're going to go straight into the blade phantom fight. And this fight is pretty much straightforward. As you can see, this is the reason why I love the spear. Just block, parry. The timing is a little bit with some of the attacks delayed in some regards, so always, you know, after some practice and everything, just realize that it's pretty much going to be later most of the time than what you think it is. But for a boss, for a final boss, the Blade Phantom is really good for a tutorial boss, in my personal opinion here. I think he's really cool looking. First and foremost, we're going to be using, you know, our bombs. We're going to be using basically the items that we have in general. That willpower is going to come in handy because we're trying to be as aggressive as possible, but we're trying to be as defensive as possible. This fight wasn't too bad, but I know that from the first time I played it, this guy basically kicked my ass really hard. It's just learning the parrying maneuvers, and it's going to help you out tremendously. Not just guarding, but actually parrying, because you look how fast that stamina goes for him. And versus our stamina. Like right here, you really want to wait to the very last second to do your parries. And then you just go in, you wail. Don't overextend, take time, be patient. If we were actually level up our character, we would have actually got him basically status broken there. But for a level 1 run, don't rush it. Just take your time. Watch what he's going to do. And just, you know, be reluctant. Make sure you have your willpower. Make sure you have your heals, because one mistake can basically cost you everything. And you'll see right here that I make a few mistakes, like right here. And I'm going to heal right in front of his face, because I am not chancing it. This is like the 4th time of us trying to do this, and we finally got it from level 1, and I was just like, you know what? I'm so happy. Here I got a little cocky, and you'll see what happens. Oh boy, look at my health. I'm so glad that I healed here, because he's going to also do this. And I screw up the dodge. If I did not heal, that would have been death. Again, not chancing. I'm going to heal. I'm going to use the willpower, which is using our spirit energy, just to make sure that we clean out this fight. Again, patience is a virtue. But that is it. This is us completing the demo at a level 1 status. Not too challenging. Once you understand basically your parry maneuvers, learning your guard, and straight up, you know, I'm looking at speed running this on the live streams and stuff like this, and next one we'll probably try to do without using any items. Maybe just allow healing, the 3 healing orbs, and that's about it. But overall, I really think that Nexon, and I think the devs, I think the entire dev team that is surrounding this has really did a wonderful job. Out of everything that I have ever experienced in a Souls-like game, this takes a lot of inspiration from several different games, puts it into one, and makes it, in my personal opinion, its own unique game. And I love that. So that is really it. So tell me, guys, in the comments down below, what do you think about the first Berserker Khazan? Are you liking it? Have you played the demo? You know, and what do you think that maybe some changes need to happen in the game? Because like I said, I think the only big change that I would really love to see is that guard ability get nerfed a little bit. I want it to be chipping away at health, not as well as stamina, just to try to make it that, hey, parrying is very important if you want to really make sure you survive. But otherwise than that, that's it, guys. Nothing else really. If you are new to the channel, if you're subscribed to the channel and you see me live streaming or whatever, we will be live streaming this game every single day for the next 60 days, regardless of anything, until the game is released. That is my personal promise to the devs and to you guys, because I really do see the hype. I really do see how great this game is. And instead of doing like what a lot of people are doing on the Discord, in a sense, which is level up our character to level 100 and, you know, go through the game at that point overpowered, I don't see us, I don't think that that's going to be fun. What I see as fun right now is speed running, doing different challenges, doing different weapon builds, and just in general, you know, playing different save files. So, otherwise than that, guys, always keep it classy, always keep it jazzy, always keep it real. I will catch you on the flip side, and be sure to like, subscribe, and yeah, share this video out if you do believe it's worth a share. So, until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.